Are you looking for the absolute best way to discipline a child with ODD and ADHD? Today, I'm going to share 3 parenting beliefs that are keeping you in constant power struggles with your child and what to do instead. Even if your child has ODD, ADHD, intermittent explosive disorder, DMDD, or autism. No matter how bad things seem right now, there is a way to guide your child to their best selves, and there is a way to create a home environment that will create peace, harmony, love, happiness, and joy. I'm Bonnie Leota. My husband and I help families from all over the world who come to us with the most disruptive, aggressive, defiant child behavior, and we help them completely transform their lives in 90 days or less. The results that we've seen are magical. From 6-year-olds showing signs of conduct disorder to 14-year-olds with ADHD and ODD, medicated since the age of 5, in jail already 9 times. And if these moms can do it, you can do it too. John 8:32 says, "You'll know the truth when you see it, and the truth will set you free." So number one, what's going to keep you in constant power struggles is continuously and constantly telling your child, no, you can't have what's important to you. It's time to get off the video game because I said so. The Bible also says, you have not because you ask not, but yet when our children ask us for certain things like ice cream 10 minutes before dinner, we simply tell them no. Now, don't worry, I'm going to share with you what to do instead to create harmony in just a couple minutes. The second belief that's going to keep you in constant power struggles with your children and magnify these child behavior disorders is constantly coming along and correcting them in the moment. And number 3 is we believe that children should just follow the instructions of an adult without even asking any questions. When we parent with these 3 beliefs, telling them no, correcting in the moment, and believing that they should just follow directions without asking questions is going to keep you in power struggles with your child now and forever. In fact, now that we've worked with hundreds and hundreds of children and families, I can tell you there are so many teenagers that leave the house at 16, 17, 18, never to return because of their childhood. And none of us want to end up there, right? So let's talk about telling our children no. Now, at Creating Champions for Life, we like to empower children to feel like they're in control of their own lives. So we don't tell them no, and we don't tell them yes. Because when we think about it, when a child asks for something, how are we supposed to know what is God's will for this little genius spirit's life? That's between God and the child. Instead, what we do is we always validate the desire of the child. Ooh, you want ice cream and dinner's in 10 minutes. Obviously, we're not going to give them the ice cream, but we don't have to come along and be the bully or the one in control of them. All they're looking for is some vision. How can I make ice cream show up? Instead of saying, no, dinner's in 10 minutes, and then calming them down when they go into a meltdown, why not give them a parent-approved plan? Of course, I would love for you to have ice cream. I'm on your side. Let me give you a parent-approved plan on how you can make the ice cream show up. You can ask some questions. What's your favorite kind of ice cream? When's the last time you had ice cream? Did you see ice cream somewhere on the TV commercial or something like that? Where does this desire even come from? So then you share a parent-approved plan. You eat some of your dinner, you get a little bit of ice cream. You eat half your dinner, you can have a whole scoop of ice cream. And if you eat all of your dinner, you can have all of the ice cream. And between me and you, as we're talking about dinner, at what age can your child start to plate their own plate so that they can know how much they need? You can know what they actually enjoy for dinner, and they can feel like they have some control or autonomy over their own plate. Share with me in the comments, does this make sense at all? And can you see that when you offer a proactive parent-approved plan that your child might be more excited and enthusiastic about their goal versus coming in just telling them no, having them have a meltdown, and now you got to practice all of these gentle parenting soothing techniques or redirection to get their mind off of the ice cream when all they want is a plan. They want some vision. How can I make the ice cream show up? Now, I'm using ice cream as an example, but it could be anything, right? Video games, time with friends, watching TV, whatever it is that they're asking for, you never have to tell a child no. Their desire for that goal is your arsenal for cooperation. And so when we're being told again and again by parenting experts that the child needs to learn what no means, we're literally being sent down a pathway that is called power struggles, arguments, puts you in control of them, and they've always got to fight against you, when really what we want to do is walk side by side in harmony with our children. We've got the apprentice and the mentor. They're counting on you to show them the truth of how the world works. Yes? All right, number 2 is we correct them in the moment. Now, the problem with this is when a baby is born, they're born with absolutely no idea how the world works. They don't know what to do. If they did know what to do, they wouldn't need you. The one thing that I can promise you is no matter what you're dealing with your child, they are going to do things that you're not going to like because they're missing life skills. Let's think about this for a moment. ADHD is the inability to focus and lack of impulse control. Right? So what life skills do they need so that they can thrive throughout their entire life? They can practice self-control. You can practice focus through conscious life skills training. Now, your child is always going to show you what they're ready to learn by reaching for things that you don't want them to have. A baby might reach for a hot burner. Well, they're ready to learn what hot means. And if you take the time to show a baby the hot burner by just holding their hand over the hot burner, they can go, oh, hot, and they will never touch it, whether you're in the room or you're not in the room. Like, how powerful is that? If you have a 6-year-old playing with a lighter, you're way better off showing him the power of fire than saying, no, don't play with that, and redirecting their attention. And the third one, we think that children should just follow directions when we tell them what to do. But if you do your due diligence, you're going to find that children don't even have the ability to think abstract till the age of 13. So as we're sitting there and we're explaining to our child that having ice cream before dinner is not really healthy for your body, your child's just going, I don't get what you're saying. All I hear is womp, 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 womp. Show me what to do. And when we think about having a child that just follows instructions without asking any questions, we're living in a time right now where children are going missing. There are pedophiles, there are kidnappers, there's sex trafficking, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So at the end of the day, don't we want our children to have independent thought? They shouldn't just follow the directions of any adult that's around them. They should question authority. Now, the thing is we've been taught to manage our child's behavior. The problem with that is the only one that you can control is you. And your children aren't going to learn through lectures. They're not going to learn by the words that you use. They're going to learn by how you act, your own self-control. How calm and kind are you? When a baby hits, we don't say, no, don't hit. We say, be gentle. Touch nice, be soft. And through a massive amount of repetition, the baby is going to learn to touch the cat, the dog, the sibling, you, nice and soft. Do you see how we can get stuck in a rut of no, don't hit for 5, 10, 15 years until we now have a 15-year-old who's grabbing you by the head when you say no to them? I'd really love to know your thoughts. Share with me in the comments, what do you think about these 3 beliefs? Have you been trying over and over again to tell your child no, correct in the moment, have them just follow directions for 2, 3, 4, 5 years now, and it's still not working? Well, it's never going to work. Einstein says that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again, expecting different results. It was the year 2011 when my son was diagnosed with the most severe case of oppositional defiant disorder. My oldest son, ADHD. My youngest daughter, ADD. My oldest daughter, just plain defiant. All 4 of them literally hated the ground I walked on. I was their warden, not their mentor. But when I learned this, when I learned to guide child behavior with proactive, parent-approved plans that included the good, the bad, and the ugly, that taught my children the truth of how the world works. Every cause has an effect. Hitting, screaming, punching, spitting, yelling, all of these things should have a corresponding effect. And when we come into correct behavior in the moment, well, that's very reactive. When you give them a parent-approved plan and you practice touch nice, this behavior will get you the most of what you want. This behavior is saying, hey, mom, I want to give you all my privileges today. You give them free will and the power to choose their own outcome. You're going to watch these children rise up to their best selves. You're going to finally know what it's like to be a mom or a dad coming together in perfect harmony with each other and with your children. If you got some value out of this video, make sure to click the like button, share it out, because every single parent in the world deserves to know that there's an option. You can spend years and years trying to fix your kid with therapy and medication and discipline and all of these things from the outside in, when what they really desire is autonomy, and they want to be like you. They want to do the things that you do. And they don't know that they're just 5, 7, 10, 15. They have no idea what it means to work a full job, pay your bills, take care of 3 children, get out the door on time. So when we understand that a child is just a mini you, a human being missing life skills, that in itself is going to allow us to have more patience with our children. It's going to allow us to be kinder. We're going to stop looking at the diagnosis to try to figure out what's wrong with my kid. Please fix my kid. And we're going to start to empower these little genius spirits to grow, to mature, to advance. Give them an opportunity to work with you as a team. You know, after I watched all 4 of my children, different ages, different issues, all transform into their champion selves, all began to look at me as if I was their greatest hero. When my house became in order, when my kids were getting along, when they were doing the things that they were supposed to be doing without even being asked. Wow, it was life transformational. And I promise you, I searched online for 6 months. What other parenting is proactive? What other parenting focuses on goals? What other parenting philosophy offered a parent-approved plan with the good, the bad, the ugly? And you know what now? It's been 13 years that we've been working with families, and I still have not found one parenting expert that gets this, because they're learning their parenting through textbooks. I learned creating champions for life from a 4th degree black belt martial arts instructor who had hundreds and hundreds of children who were all being kicked out of traditional daycares, who the mom and dad showed up and said, "Can you please fix my kid?" And of course, he could while they were at his school, but as soon as they went home, things started to unravel again. So now we work with parents. And if you're intrigued by this, if you look below in the description, we've just launched a masterclass that will be totally life-changing for you. It's going to share all of the things that I released from my life and all of the things that I added to my parenting life that allowed me to live the parenting life of my dreams, and that allows our clients from all over the world to live the parenting life of their dreams. If we can do it, you can do it. And if you need validation, does this actually work? If you just click over there, you're going to find a very powerful story from a Grammy who applied the principles and helped her children and grandchildren completely, positively transform their lives.